What up, y'all? This is Sunny. I'm driving. I got a few minutes. Been wanting to put this one out, talk about this for a little while, because we know that there's been a lot of changes in the Jehovah's Witnesses organization lately. Who would have ever thought that there would have been a time when Jehovah's Witnesses don't have to turn in a time card, you know? And also this whole thing with beards. I would have never thought, you know, even though, you know, we know that this whole beard mandate that's been going on for all of these decades is absurd. Now the Jehovah's Witnesses are coming out and saying, you know, you don't need to, it's okay to have beards, right? So a lot of changes in the Jehovah's Witnesses organization of late. And it's just been having me thinking, what's next? You know? Especially when you think about the thing with the time, turning in the time. You know, it's like, how long, we just heard about that, they just announced that recently, but how long do you think that that change has been in the works? You know, it's likely that they've known that they were going to do that for months, years. You know, that governing body has known that they were going to do that. So it just makes me wonder, you know, again, what's next? You know, because I can guarantee you that the Jehovah's Witnesses governing body, they know what the next big change is going to be. They know, you know, but of course the rank and file, they have no idea. And when the change, whatever that might be, does come down, they're going to assume that this is God's Holy Spirit that's been motivating these changes. So now I'm just going to get right to the point. I think that it might not be the next change, but it might be the next change. Disfellowshipping, shunning. We know that that's big right now. That's huge, and it's costing. This policy is costing the Jehovah's Witnesses money. All of this stuff that's going on with Norway. You know, these shunning videos that come out. They're so hurtful. They just break your heart. I can't even hardly watch them. They're just tragic. They hurt my soul. They hurt my soul. Like I mentioned in one of my previous videos, there are some ex-Jehovah's Witnesses that can handle shunning better than others. You know, for some people, it's not really that huge of a deal. People have been able to make friends apart from the Jehovah's Witnesses organization, and it's just not that huge of a deal. But for some people, it's absolutely devastating. You know, they psychologically, they just cannot handle it. I did a video recently where I mentioned how this guy that I met at one of the meetups here in the Pacific Northwest, his wife she was addicted to alcohol, and that's why she actually was disfellowshipped. And she couldn't stop drinking. You know, she was told by the elders that if she stopped for a year, she could be reinstated, but that didn't happen. She went back to the alcohol and she ended up dying. And that's the thing that actually caused this guy that I met, really cool guy, to wake up to the truth about the Jehovah's Witnesses organization. So shunning, it's psychologically abusive. It's just so horrible. It's just so horrible. And so I believe that, and just thinking about that, I believe that someday they're going to change that, because we know that the disfellowshipping policy hasn't always been something that the Jehovah's Witnesses did. There was a time when they spoke out they spoke out in a very strong way against organizations who had that policy of excommunication, but now it's something that Jehovah's Witnesses do. I think that it's only a matter of time before they drop the disfellowshipping policy. Because the thing that you have to remember about the Jehovah's Witnesses organization is that this whole concept of God's Holy Spirit, if you really believe that it's God's Holy Spirit that motivates these changes and that is directing that Jehovah's Witnesses governing body, you're lost. I mean, at the very least, you're here watching my videos, so there is some hope. But if you really do believe that a higher power of the universe is directing that governing body to tell their members that it's okay to wear beards, that the Most High of the universe really cares about whether you turn in a time card indicating how many minutes each month you spend going from door to door. If you believe that the God who creates universes and galaxies and has molecules and the periodic table, if you believe that the God of the universe cares about those types of things, I don't know what to say to you, but like I said, at least you're here watching my videos, so there is some hope. God's Holy Spirit, if that's even a real thing, doesn't have nothing to do with anything. The Jehovah's Witnesses organization is just like any other organization. Changes are motivated by dollar signs. And it's just as simple as that. Changes are motivated by revenue. And we know that the Jehovah's Witnesses is an organization that is desperate for funds. I believe that the Jehovah's Witnesses, they go to consultancies and they run the math, they do the figures, they talk to consultants who give them advice about what they can do to increase revenue. And if you look at the Jehovah's Witnesses population right now, and you look at the ex-Jehovah's Witnesses population right now, there's a pool of individuals right now that would like to have access to their Jehovah's Witnesses family members, who would like to be able to associate with them, right? And so it's a pool of potential revenue. These people who are disfellowshipped from the organization, but who would perhaps like to come back, or who would at the very least like to have access to their friends, their relatives, family. And so if the Jehovah's Witnesses were to go ahead and say, reverse their policy on disfellowshipping and let all of these X1s, probably with restrictions, back into the organization, that's a revenue stream. It's just as simple as that. It's a revenue stream that could be exploited. I mean, to me, it's obvious. The Jehovah's Witnesses organization is just like any other organization. They want money. They need money. Go back and look at some of these talks where these elders talk about donations. The Jehovah's Witnesses do videos where they put contribution boxes in refugee camps. This is an organization. How does it get any lower than that? I've already, I've done a previous video where I talked about how, the infamous video where the little girl takes her ice cream money and instead puts it into the contribution box. That's going to go down and I mean, I don't know what else I need to even say to you guys. The Jehovah's Witnesses organization is desperate for funds. The disfellowshipped Jehovah's Witnesses community is vast. That is a revenue stream that the Jehovah's Witnesses that governing body would love to exploit, because they know how badly so many Jehovah's Witnesses, ex-Jehovah's Witnesses out there, how badly they would love to be able to have access to their friends and their family. And so I believe that it's only a matter of time before that governing body figures out a way to twist these scriptures and go ahead and allow disfellowshipped ones back into the organization with restrictions. It's coming. That governing body, they know what the next big change is going to be, and it's progressive. They're going to call it New Light, but it's going to happen. I might be gone when it happens, but it's going to happen. my video is going up on YouTube and it's not going nowhere. So refer back to this video when it actually does happen. I doubt that I'm the first. I mean, you know, probably, I don't know if there's anybody else on YouTube who's talking about this, but it's just been something that I've been wanting to put out there. And so, yeah, you know, that's about it. I'm on my way to go hang out with one of my friends. I've been fortunate enough to make some really, really good friends since I've left the Jehovah's Witnesses organization. I'm very, very thankful for that fact. Anyways, it's raining pretty hard here in Seattle, and I really do need to focus on the road. I'm gonna let you guys go. Take it easy. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.